Hi folks, I'm Stephen Croney. Thanks for joining me again for today's watercolour demonstration, which today is a little fishing scene. You see our little fisherman there just sat on his backside on a little bucket, mixed in amongst all the shadowy sections, just trying his luck in the water. So before I show you how I painted this one, let's have a quick look at the colours. So for this one I've used ultramarine, lemon yellow, raw sienna, burnt umber and light red. So the 5 colours, and then the brushes, got the large one Ransonake and then a couple of riggers, a 0 and a number 3. Right, let's start off with a little bit of raw sienna with a lemon yellow in there as well, I think. And then in there as well, let's put a bit of ultramarine, just about to see a little bit of sky in the background. Let's just pop that in. Bit down the bottom as well. Something like that. Clean the brush. Should have put that blue in first actually. Let's go back to this nice yellow colour. Some bit of that in there. And then let's just start suggesting a few trees in the background. Now they're quite high up and they're coming down something about there. And then they go right up the top again. A few little slight darks in there as well. Bit of raw sienna. I'm trying to make these a little bit higher actually, a bit small they are. They need to be a little bit taller. Darker down there, and it's just got like a hint of a few trunks. I'm just going to suggest actually go a little bit pressing down. I can make them a little bit thicker. A few on that side. Let's try again with these. Pretty wet. Some bigger ones going up the side of the hill. I might paint over some of that in a minute, but you might get the odd one left behind. We'll see how it goes. So let's clean the brush, and then we're coming down. Just follow this land, and it's coming down something like that. I want to introduce a bit of light red into it, actually. Bit of burnt umber. Bit of ultramarine. Same on the other side. Now this is where the shadows are going to be. Something like that. I'll clean the brush, get back to a lighter colour. Get back to that raw sienna, lemon yellow. That's coming down. Something like that. Something over there. Let's get some of these foreground colours in. Just a dab of red, bit of burnt umber as well. Lots of pebbles and things down in the shoreline. just narrow this up. I got it slightly too wide, this stream. I'll start popping in a few more trees in a minute. So let's do some of them now before the paper completely dries. I should have done them before actually. Just switching to number 3 rig, a bit of red, bit of blue, bit of yellow. And let's just pop in a few trees while the paper's still a little bit wet. So it'll just soften off a little bit. Do a few on this side as well. A few little side pieces. Just strengthen some of these a little bit more burnt on, well, a bit of everything really. Slightly stronger mix. These aren't the strongest trees that I'll be yet. These are what I consider like be the middle, sort of middle section, mid tones. Right then, let's get this flat against the board. 9mm piece of plywood I lean against the easel just to clip the paper to. It's the easiest way I find of doing it. Just use these little clips here. So let's go back to a bit of raw sienna, bit of lemon yellow. Bit on that side as well, and then it just bends round. This does bends round the corner. Right, I think I'm ready now for some stronger trees. I might. Oh, no, I'll use the rigger brush. I was going to use the height, but I might save that just for a couple of really close ones. Let's just get a bit of red, bit of blue, bit of yellow. But this time I'm going to press down quite a bit harder because the paper's drier now. It's going on a bit strong, you see. So a couple of little tweaks coming off that one. Reload the brush. And again, red and blue and a little bit of yellow. Oops. Let's have one going up there. So if you sort of flick it like that, you get lots of little things coming off the side. Could be moss or something on the trunk, I don't know what it is. Make that a little bit wider. We've got like this one a bit thinner. Strengthen that a little bit wider. Let's have a branch, big branch coming down there, I think. Let's have some on the left hand side as well. And I want something dark doing up there. Let's have a branch coming down there like that. Another big one up there. Some slightly narrower ones at the top, so one going diagonally the other way. Right, let's clean the brush, get back to some lighter colour. Back into that lemon yellow. I'm just going to brush this about the base. Ground everything, blend it all in. There's a helicopter outside, I don't know what he's looking for. Right, let's just blend some of this bank colour into the water. And while I'm at it, what I've completely forgotten all about, I'm putting any reflections down, have I? Let's have one there, just so I've got something to reflect. Something a little bit narrower. Right, let's get a bit more. Got a bit of burnt umber. Just dot a bit of that about. I want to reserve the darks for the sort of shadows amongst the trees. So I want to keep the bottom fairly light, just to so it contrasts. So if I just just a dab of red here and there, not too much. If I just suggest that the banks, just the banks of the water. I don't want to get too mad. Sure if that makes it any better or not, to be honest with you. What I might do is just blend it in again. Let's get a few little. If I just get the clean damp brush on that now, just soften some of that off. Can't resist. Just get on there, just stone. Something like that, and then now try not to go too balmy with the scraping. I think the helicopter's finally. I think it landed in the field round the back there. I just couldn't see, the trees were in the way, but. Something to do with the farmer, I'm guessing. So I want to keep the foreground fairly light. Just a dab of red. A bit of burnt umber just here and there, not too much. A bit of blue. Right, now I want to get some sort of shadowy parts in that area. There's a bit of brown, red and blue. In fact, see there, I want to get quite shady. Just these sections, and then those reflections. And again. Just push a bit of lemon yellow up there, just to blend it in. Take a bit of that colour, bring that into the water. I think I just need just a few more reflections just to really make it look like water. So I can get some reflections in these bits. Those are a bit darker. I paint on there now, gives me paint some up there, gives me something to reflect down below. Redo that. little bit of reflection between all these. If I make that water, that was originally land, but if I just make that water, just give me something to, and again maybe down the bottom as well, and this end. Just give that a quick dry. Actually, there's one there that's just so I'm just popping a little Fisherman, so I'm just going to take the little rigger brush and I'm just going to put it in quite dark. I'm going to put him in amongst the shadows somewhere, I think. So he's where's he going to be? I'm going to put him there somewhere. I have a bit of to just add a few little darker tones there, just to blend it in. So I've got a seat there. Now the helicopter is back again. It's sitting on something, just going on down there. And he's just casting his little rod right there. Let's just put a hint of red in there as well. Oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. I think I'm going to call that one done now. So I'm just going to sign that down here. Call it finished. Let's stick a mount on there and see what it looks like. So here's our finished painting the mount. So if we go and have a closer look. Started off with the background, the sky, a bit of ultramarine in there, there's a bit of lemon yellow, raw sienna. Use those colours to do these background trees, and you can see where I've scraped in a few sort of highlighted tree trunks right in the distance there. And then coming slightly further forward, then you've got these sort of grass banks there. The water starts to flow through into the sort of middle ground. Got our little fisherman there. Just put in very simply, and then just use the size 0 just to suggest the rod being cast down into the water. Just a hint of a reflection as well. Doesn't have to be bang on, as long as it's just something there. And then I've sort of blended the same tones. I wanted him in the shadows, so I've done all this. If you look at it now, I've just got a sort of dark band going across the centre where all the shadows are, and I've just blended him in. It's the same sort of tones as the rest of this section. Did all the trees. I thought about doing the trees with a hake, but I did them with the rigger brush. I find if you give it a wiggle, you get some nice random effects on the trunks. You don't just get straight edges, and then you just flick with a brush, and you get all these nice little twigs and branches there. Same on the other side, growing out of the shadows, and then you'll see just a hint of those ones I scraped out right at the start. And then there weren't enough reflections, and even now, maybe, I suppose, I've done this as land, this might be better as water if I just pull down some reflections, but not the end of the world. Kept the foreground fairly light to contrast against the shadowy sections, and then tried to be as subtle as I could with the rocks. Just scraped out a few here and there. So that's our little fishing scene. Hope you enjoy that. Do join me over on patreon.com/Stephen Cronin if you get the chance. There's over 200 videos, and you can post your own paintings on there for everyone to have a look at. So until next time, keep practicing. If you've got any questions, please ask. And I'll see you all again soon.